Hey guys, it's Irfan, and I've got a Dell XPS 410 from 2005. This is like, I don't know, you want to call it classic computer. I'm going to take it apart and show you what it's made up of. That's the back panel there. It's got your usual connectors here. No built-in video. It's got a video card down here with S-Video, DVI, and VGA. Power supply with your 115 230 volts. It's got some coolant vents here. Another coolant vent in here. To open up this here, you don't need any screwdrivers. Let me show you some here. On any computer, if you want to know if this side opens up or if this side opens up, the side that opens up is the side that's opposite the motherboard. Okay, so where these controls are, where these inputs and outputs are, that's the motherboard. The other side is the side that opens up. Now on this Dell, it opens up like this. This is your lever. You pull this back and notice it's going to pop out. Popped out real good. And this is your inside. Well, let's take a look and see what we got in here. Power supply, CD DVD player. That's the vent I was telling you about in here. A cooling fan here. This here is your heatsink CPU cooler. There's another fan here. That's your motherboard there. This is the video card here. This is just a lock. This here. See how that swings up? It's a lock to keep this down. This here, if you put any more cards in here, this is how you secure them. You just take out one of these fillers, slip your card in, and this goes back in like that, and this goes down here. These are your RAM chips, 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. I've got I think I got 3 or 4 gigs in here. It's either 1 on 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 on 1, 2, half and half, 3 mix, 1, 2, 3. You got extra bay in here. It's got a spot for the floppy, but there's no floppy on it. And I'm gonna power it up. We go into the BIOS and see what the the makeup is of this computer. I'm gonna power it up now, but I first want to show you, see this monitor that I'm using, how the screen is all messed up. In my next video I'll show you how I get this screen clean. Alright, so we're gonna power it up, and F2 is gonna take me into the BIOS. Alright, for some reason with this keyboard here, staples, it wouldn't let me into the BIOS with the F2. So I switched keyboards. I'm using an HP. Now it's got me into the BIOS. Let's take a look and see. BIOS version is from 2007, system info. Alright, let's scroll down. I wanted to get into processor. You see here, 1.86 gigahertz processor, which is really, nothing. Memory, 4 gigabyte at 667 megahertz, right? And all of the slots are filled up. That's, you know, basic info about your system. Boot sequence, drives. So in the drives, we're going to drives, diskette drive there. Factory default setting is internal, but I set it to off because every time it boots up, it's going to look for a floppy drive, and there's no floppy drive installed. So I just put it to off, so it doesn't try to look for that. SATA 0, that's my Western Digital 250 gig, and there's no other hard drives there. Alright, so go back out, and the usual, you know, escape to get out, remain in setup, or exit. So I'm gonna arrow over to exit, and that. Now it's gonna boot up Windows 10. It came with designed for Windows XP, and that's what it had on it when I got it. I got this computer from Lisa. Thank you very much, Lisa. And it used to be Ron's computer. Anyhow, that's what I wanted to show you. I'm not gonna even sign on now. What I wanted to do was take this off here, get to the CPU, and change that low speed chip. I got these 3 CPU chips from Larry. He does animation. Thank you very much, Larry, for the chips. These 2 are 2.8 gig Pentium 4, and this one is a 3 gig Pentium 4. So I'm going to try and use this one to get a little bit better performance out of the computer. All right. By the way, this is the hard drive here. To get this out, we'll just unplug the power and that, and these 2 tabs, squeeze this in, and this lifts out. I don't need to take this out, but I'm just showing you. Now to get to the CPU, that 1 screw there, and over on the other side it's got another screw down there. Likewise, take those 2 screws out. Of course, first unplug your power, alright? And then you take this off, just bring that back like that, and this here and over here, this unit is going to swing upwards like that. Alright, so let me just get that out. That one and the other one. I'll lift this up. Alright, with those 2 screws out, this lifts up and pulls out like that. I had put new paste on it. So that's your heatsink unit, your cooling unit. That's the fan for it. Let's put that aside. And that's the chip down there. So I'm going to take that chip out like that, bring this up, and then lift this up like that, and I should be able to pull the chip out. That's the chip I want to use. See? They look similar. Notice that notch there, that notch there. That's your alignment. So once I take this out, that's the one I took out, and this is what I'm going to put in. See, it fits. It's a, I think it's a socket 775, so it fits in there. You can't just mix and match and put any chip in. It has to be the same socket size. Put that back down, bring this in here, lock that in, and then I'll put my heatsink back on. Now, to get this back in, these two notches or yokes, whatever you want to call them, they go in on those two pins. Okay, you see they're in there, and then this, see that, and this is going to go back down here and screw down. Now that's back on. Got my power plug back in, so I'm going to power it up, go into the BIOS and see what we get. Alright, want to go to processor and see what we get. Good, 3 gigahertz. So it took that, it accepted that chip. Memory should still be the same, 4 gig. So that's good. That's what I wanted, because that 1 point something that was before really wasn't cutting it. Now let me power it up and go into the system and see one thing. Windows 10. So this is what the computer was like originally. Basic information about your computer. Processor, Intel Core 2 CPU, 6300, 1.86 gigahertz, right? And the memory was 4 gig, 3 gig usable. Now here's what it is now. I renamed it, so I just covered that up. Processor, Intel Pentium 4, 3 gigahertz, 2.99 gigahertz, and same 4 gigahertz, 4 gigabyte of RAM, 3 gigabyte usable. All right, so I did accept the new CPU chip, and I'm gonna leave that in. I'm just gonna take it apart again. I'll take it apart again and put my heatsink compound to make it permanent. All right, so there you go, guys. Upgrading a Dell XPS 410 computer, putting in some more RAM chips and changing the CPU. Thank you very much. Bye now.